Let's meet the starting lineup for the visiting Brooklyn Nets. At shooting guard, Lonnie Walker's time to introduce the starting five for our Utah Jazz. Starting at point at 6'3".
It's the NBA on 2K Sports. Glad you're here with us tonight for this Monday night presentation. Tonight, it'll be the Utah Jazz going up against the Brooklyn Nets. And our broadcast team tonight, Greg Anthony here to my left and Steve Smith to my right. And the Hall of Famer David Aldridge along the sideline. So the Nets starting five. We've got Nicholas Claxton all out there with Walker. Then it's Johnson, and it's Simmons in at the 4 spot. And for Utah, Wilsie Markkanen and Collins at forward. Colin Sexton is out there with Dunn, and it's Kessler in at the center, locking down the middle. Smitty taking a look at both these teams. Neither of them are playing their best basketball right now.
Kevin, so true. This game will be a great opportunity for one of them to get back on the right track. Let's see who steps up and gets this win.
And there's a lot of nuance to Wall's game. People talk about his speed and things like that, but his instinct and skill are equally as important, if not more so.
Now, here's Sexton. Count that one.
Good concentration by Colin Sexton. There was some contact on that.
Done against Wall. Outside for Simmons. Oh, and the jam by Ben Simmons.
And the amazing moves of Simmons. He's just so much fun to watch with the ball in his hand.
Nice angle on that replay with the AT&T 5G Slam Cam. Collins passes to Sexton. We're about 1 minute into the first. Lets it go. Shot by Collins, no good. And it's Wall with the ball for the Brooklyn Nets. They come in fresh off a win against the Warriors.
Yeah, they were able to maintain focus in a hostile environment, and that led to taking shots that made sense.
Rarely frazzled. They play with a pretty even temperature, in my opinion, throughout this entire game.
Here's Dunn after Ben Simmons' bucket. Clock at 6. Dunn against Wall. And play stops. Whistle on what looks to be an illegal screen.
And not the most common call you'll see in the NBA, but hard to argue that pick wasn't illegal.
It's often a tough call that can go either way, but I agree with you on that one.
Now here's Wall. He picked up 15 points in their last win against the Warriors in San Francisco.
Personal foul. Second team foul.
Wall against Dunn. And Wall kicks to Johnson. Here's Simmons. And Simmons slams it in.
Authoritative move by Simmons, throwing it down on the defense.
And about 2 minutes played here in the first quarter. Summer 2022. Utah hits the reset button, Steve, trading Rudy Gobert and Donovan Mitchell.
And Kevin, they got a boatload of picks in return. And I love the young guys they got as well. Markkanen and Kessler, those guys are keepers.
And the basket by Johnson.
And just taking pride in being their leader. These passes show Wall wants to make his teammates better.
Here's Dunn. And again, unable to change momentum here. The Nets have gone 4-4 to start, so a nice offensive rhythm to start here. Took him no time at all on that one. Johnson's got a pair of threes now in the first quarter for Brooklyn. And a first time out of the game called for Utah. And this is their first time matched up with Brooklyn this year.
And with this matchup being an East versus West affair, it'll be the first of only 2 meetings between the teams.
Very difficult game to predict. They are not familiar with each other. I expect to see a lot of in-game adjustments tonight on both sides.
The Jazz making a switch here. George is checked in. And a little over 2.5 minutes gone here in the first. Pass to Kessler. And the layup's good off the glass.
Just setting the tone with an aggressive move to the rack. And where's the help defensively?
No excuse. You have to be aware. He should be on your radar all the time.
And Simmons slams it in.
They've been excellent so far, coming in with a well-balanced attack.
And it's helped them build an early lead. They just need to stay aggressive.
And the Jazz with possession here, following the bucket by the Nets. Collins passes to George. Sexton for three. Trains the three-pointer. Sexton's got 5 minutes.
A wise pass right there by the rookie George. Solid at finding open teammates.
Steve, when you analyze Colin Sexton's game, what do you think his strengths are?
Well, Kevin, certainly it's his scoring, but he's also dependable at helping run the offense too. He's what you call an effective combo guard.
And they have owned the paint so far, and the score reflects it.
I'll tell you, this was their strategy coming in. They obviously identified a weakness there inside.
Now, here's Sexton. This game he had 28 points.
Quality pass by Sexton, taking full advantage of that opening.
You know, Greg, one place you really see Walker Kessler making his presence felt is on the defensive end.
And boy, he has got a nose for blocks, doesn't he? I mean, able to detect shots forming and get a hand on the ball. It is such a gift that allows this guy to make such a big difference on that side of the ball.
Here's Schroeder. Nothing on the board. Right side, Simmons. It's blocked. That's out of bounds. Brooklyn will retain possession. So for the Nets, Dorian Finney-Smith checked in for Ben Simmons. Johnson comes in for Lonnie Walker. And it's Buddy Hield in for Whitehead. And so George will bring it up for Utah. 8-point game. Outplayed in the previous game on their schedule, losing to Sacramento.
Really a disappointing effort. That game could have and should have been closer than it was.
You know, sometimes you don't play up to your full potential. The important thing to figure out is what went wrong.
The shot's good.
Defensively, giving up far too many open rhythm looks.
To the middle, here's George. It's rebounded by Schroeder. Brooklyn leading by 10. Just 2 seconds between shot clock and game clock. Hield from outside. Good on the triple. Hield's got his second bucket of the night.
And the story here, Kevin, early on is how well they've shot the basketball.
Horton Tucker, that's good.
Sharing the wealth, Jordan Clarkson with a nice pass.
Hield outside. Shoots over Horton Tucker. And the last shot before the buzzer is off. And so it's Ben Simmons making highlights for the Nets. He got into double digits for the quarter with 10 points total. And we'll be right back after this. And so far through one quarter, it's been a lopsided game. We'll see if that changes here in the second. And guys, what do you think about the offensive approach we've seen so far for Brooklyn?
Well, in my opinion, the way the three has been falling for them here early on, you have to think they'll keep firing away.
And they are also just outworking the opposition in transition. When the break is on, they've continued to find ways to score.
They've got Clarkson. Roots have been out there with Markkanen. Then there's Talen Horton-Tucker. And it's done in at the point. That's the group right now for Utah.
Horton Tucker is a scorer, someone that tries to give his team a jolt of energy.
John Collins, he's checked in for Yurtseven. By this time of the season, I think it's fair, Greg, to say we know the identity of these teams. How much are you worried about record at this point if you're a player?
And, Kevin, I wouldn't worry about record as much as I do camaraderie and execution. I also look at the schedule up to this point. How has the team fared against tough competition?
Sinks the three-pointer.
Another good play. This is how they built the lead, calling on the right guys at the right time.
The reason why they've stayed aggressive, and they have not let up this entire night. And at this point, I wouldn't expect them to.
He gets that one.
Tough points from Clarkson. He can make the hard buckets.
Brooklyn leading by 12. Here's Wall. First shot, first basket. He's out of the blocks fast.
And loving the strategy. Even though you're well ahead, you want to stay in attack mode.
You want to stay aggressive, right at the rim, driving another nail into the coffin.
Horton Tucker with it, covered by Heel. Yep, that one goes in there.
Using the pick to perfection. That's a well-schooled play by Horton Tucker.
And for a guard, Taylor Horton Tucker has elite strength and length.
GA, he weighs around 230, has a 7'1" wingspan, and he's athletic. And it really shows up on the defensive end, guarding multiple positions.
And those second chance points really become almost like bonus points when you can get them.
And now we've got some time to check in from the sideline. You got for us, DA?
Thanks, Kevin. The Utah Jazz have found themselves a new all-star in Lauri Markkanen. Coach Will Hardy says he's our best player, but we're not making our team about him. We have a lot of really good players. Everyone is finding a way to coexist, and that's the great thing about our team. Kevin?
Yeah, a quick rebuild. And David Aldridge, thank you for that report. Here's Wall. After the basket by Utah. Doesn't go that time. Done with some nice D. Johnson with some nice D.
I mean, you won't see this too often. Getting denied at the rim. He's likely to remember that one.
Healed outside. Shoots over Clarkson. They get the rebound. Claxton score the basket, his second of 2 attempts.
When you're trying to claw your way back into a game, you cannot allow second chance opportunity.
Especially when you're this far down, you have to make the most of every sequence.
Utah calls timeout.
Fans, your Jazz youth. Jazz team.
So Utah going with an almost entirely new group here. Yurtseven's checked in for John Collins. Walker Kessler comes in for Clarkson. Colin Sexton, he's checked in for Horton Tucker. And George is subbed in for Chris Dunn. The Nets also changing it up. Ben Simmons, he's checked in for Dorian Finney-Smith. Lonnie Walker comes in for Buddy Hield. And Dennis Schroeder subbed in for John Wall.
More of a score-first point guard, but Schroeder doing a good job of finding the open man.
Jazz trail by 16. Outside, George, the pass to Yurtseven. Now, here's Sexton. He has 5. 5 on the clock. And it's George missing. Nets leading by 16. Closing in on 4 minutes played here in the second quarter. Second shot opportunity. And out of bounds as the Jazz gain possession. Now we get a chance to check out the standings out east. Already we are in December. You look at Brooklyn. They were hoping to get off to a better start to the season. Things are still early, so they still may have a chance.
Well, I think for Brooklyn, they've fallen all too quickly down to that spot at the bottom of the standings. If any team needed a bright start, it was them.
Yep, they're already been written off by a lot of people this season. I'm not ready to give up on them quite yet, but they better show me something soon.
Markkanen. Outside for Sexton. Second chance shot. Goes up again. It's deflected.
Just a solid performance on the interior. The rebounding has been off the charts.
Outside, Simmons. The shot's good on the assist by Schroeder. Schroeder's got 3 assists tonight.
They're finding lanes to the hoop now with consistency. 5 buckets in a row from the paint.
Sexton's shot is good. Sexton's got 7 points in the game.
Colin Sexton understands when he should try to score inside. Love his awareness.
It's a 4-second differential between the shot clock and game clock. Count it.
Those defenders just look a little bit gassed. I mean, they're getting pushed around on that low block.
Johnson against Markkanen. Launches it from deep. And no luck with that time on the buzzer beater. And so it's the Brooklyn Nets holding a big 18-point lead to close the quarter. The scoring has been tremendous, and they are shooting lights out with very high accuracy. Right back after this break.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey everybody, welcome to the 2K Sports Halftime Program. I'm Ernie Johnson alongside Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. Ben Simmons putting in some incredible work. He had 16 points and 2 rebounds. And from what we saw so far from the Nets, Kenny, what's your takeaway?
Their effort on the glass, absolutely key to setting the tone. They wanted to send a message with their physicality, and they wanted to dominate on both ends. Really terrific performance thus far.
And Shaq, how'd you think the Jazz were playing?
They've been struggling to get shots in general, but down low, they've been paper soft. Hate to say it. Giving up way too many easy looks. If they can't protect the rim more effectively in the second half, it's going to be a long ride home.
And that'll about do it as we get ready for the second half. Let's take you down to Kevin Harlan.
Shout out to my man Joel.
Joel, what up?
And there wasn't too much drama in the first half, but maybe things will tighten up here in the second. What a game we're seeing from Simmons.
His play so far is what fans love about him. He has gone right at the defense time and time again.
And not standing around, not settling for perimeter shots. He's looking to attack.
Jazz trail by 18. Second half underway. Here's who Jock Barnes got on the floor. Simmons is out there with Cameron Johnson. Then it's Lonnie Walker. Then it's Wall. And it's Bates Diop in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. Dunn misses.
They have been board dominant in this game. That's definitely been a factor in crafting this huge lead.
Simmons inside. He's guarded by Collins. Ben Simmons again.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
Dunn. Brooklyn with the rebound.
And the pressure he put on that shot forced the miscue.
The rim protection at its finest. The result is the same whether you block the shot or simply change it.
They grabbed their own miss. Wall, no luck. And so Markkanen will bring it up for Utah. Some tough offensive sets. They want to turn it around.
Yeah, right now you just need a bucket to get some momentum.
And a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot 2 here. You know, Greg, after a few seasons of development, Lauri Markkanen has really emerged.
And he's such a unique player. It took him a while to kind of figure out how to maximize all of those talents and also minimize the weaknesses. But boy, has he arrived.
Taking a glance at Lauri Markkanen, Steve, a big man who possesses a lethal touch from way outside.
Kevin, this is what makes him a perfect stretch 4, as well as an all-star caliber talent now. And you get the sense he still has room to grow.
A physical presence. Simmons is 6'11", nearly 250 pounds. He can easily absorb the hit.
And the Jazz call time here. Hey, Smitty, when we take a look at the center position, what stands out to you most in terms of what's changed about that position over time?
Well, the center position right now is like a guard position. Most of these guys can initiate offense, they can shoot the 3, and they can get it off the glass and bring it up and create offense with the dribble.
Jordan Clarkson, he's checked in for Utah. And then for Brooklyn, Dorian Finney-Smith comes in for Simmons, and it's Buddy Hield in for John Wall. It's good from long range.
Quick attack by Sexton. The defense just wasn't ready for it.
Passes it to Johnson. Back to Hield. Off target from outside.
Well defended that time. He's a shooter that the D has to close down on quickly when he's ready to pull the trigger. And that tells the tale here today, guys. Throughout this game, they've been able to get the ball in tight and finish.
Here's Hield. Chris Dunn making his last shot.
His struggles from the field continue, yet they still hold the lead.
And the foul on Dorian Finney-Smith. That's his first foul. We've seen players criticized for skipping their media obligations after tough losses, Greg. How egregious is that in your opinion?
Well, you know, they say the true test of character is how you respond to when things aren't going your way. So, for me, it's important to be accountable in those tough moments.
Now, here's Sexton. He's got 10. Here's Kessler. And they finally get it to go. A full night's work on the boards in one trip down the floor. Healed against Sexton. And again, no good by Brooklyn. Jazz trail by 13. And let's head over to the sideline and catch up with David Aldridge.
Thanks very much, guys. Walker Kessler has already made an impact for the Jazz. Now, Will Hardy says the physical tools that he has allow him to be successful. He's shown so much growth on both ends of the floor. I think defense comes natural to Walker in a lot of ways, but his ability to learn the offense has been tremendous. Kevin?
It has another great young player. We enjoy them all. David, thank you.
And Coach can't like what he's seeing, trying to get them refocused.
It's so easy to get run over when you lose even a little edge. Look for them to come out much more aggressive.
Here's what Utah's going with right now. Yurtseven comes in for Walker Kessler. And Georgia subbed in for Colin Sexton. And then for Brooklyn, Sharps checked in for Bates Diop. Ben Simmons comes in for Dorian Finney-Smith. And John Wall subbed in for Johnson. Got that one, and the Nets lead has been cut down now to just 11 on the basket from George.
And so focused on that shot, the contact doesn't even faze George.
Now here's Wall. They count on his contributions, currently providing 16.5 points a game. A moment now to look at the year-to-year scoring output and how it has been trending for John Collins.
At the line for the
And looking at his offensive numbers from the past few years, it seems like teams around the league have kind of figured him out. He's having to work a lot harder for his points, and they haven't been coming nearly as easily as they used to.
Utah's gone 1 of 2 from beyond the arc since coming out of the break. And the whistle blows. It's going to be on John Wall. That's his first foul. Timeout called the Nets.
The Nets call timeout. Who wants a t-shirt?
Cameron Johnson's checked in for Simmons.
And a chance here to look at the numbers for Hill. He's getting around 16 points a game, 4 assists, and 3 rebounds. To have a scorer like him consistently deliver you points makes such a big difference for a team.
Because he gives you someone to build your offense around. You can count on his nightly production.
Now, here's George. Looking at his numbers, he averages a bit over 9 points a game. 6 on the shot clock. Here's Horton Tucker with 1 on the clock, and he takes that one up and powers it through.
Doing his job on the glass and doing it with force.
And Greg, it's not everybody in the league who can make those kinds of plays.
You know, this is one of his specialties, keeping plays alive, creating second chance opportunities.
The offensive rebound, Sharp. Up and in on the layup.
At the end of the day, when the ball goes up, there's no substitute for effort.
Pass to Yurtseven. The shot's good on the assist by George. Yurtseven's got his second bucket tonight.
And more than capable of making miraculous passes, George certainly a traditional guard in that fashion.
Healed, can't hit.
Well, so far, this cold night from the field has not affected their ability to maintain this lead.
Chalk up 2 there.
Oh, he had him spinning. He looks like he's dizzy after that crossover.
Here's Wall. The putback. It's good on the putback.
And, folks, he did not luck into that one. He knew just where he wanted to be to grab that backboard.
Clarkson right side. Shoots over Walker. Misses off the left iron.
Hard to create space in that mid-range area. He would have been better passing that off.
Well, through 3/4 of play, down double digits, it may be difficult to overcome. Nets lead by 11. And time to step aside quickly, but we'll be back in no time with the start of the fourth quarter. While we have the chance now, folks, let's go to our State Farm assist of the game.
And I'm glad this was the pick because I love this pass. Such a great dish. That's what I call court vision.
Yeah, you also have the location of the pass. Puts it right where it needs to be, where his man can do something with it.
And there may not be a lot of drama down the stretch as we head into the fourth quarter, but stranger things have happened. Walker Kessler is out there with Lauri Markkanen. Then there's Dunn. Then there's Jordan Clarkson. And it's Sexton in at the shooting guard position. That's the group right now for Utah. Now here's Markkanen. Following the miss by Chris Dunn. Markkanen into the lane. Brooklyn with the rebound. Claxton's got his 8th rebound here tonight. Three-pointer Hield. Here's Simmons. And good work on the boards. They pick up the second chance points. Simmons got 24.
And the length of Simmons using this as well as that athleticism to pull in the offensive rebound.
Clarkson passes to Markkanen. That one drops for him.
This is why you're trying to get him as many touches as possible. He's got the neck.
Pass to Claxton. Nice ball movement by Brooklyn. And Wall kicks to Simmons. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line.
That's his first personal
And give him credit. Simmons struggled at the line when he entered the league, but it's really improved his foul shooting.
Second free throw, no good. And so Clarkson will bring it up for the Utah Jazz. Down by 12. Kessler with the bucket.
Sharing the ball is part of the job description as a guard. Clarkson really does a nice job of it.
Now a timeout call by Brooklyn.
And this summer, Jordan Clarkson opting out of his contract and a nice new multi-year deal.
Reason why GA coming off a season where he set career highs in scoring and assists. Time to get paid.
Johnson, he's checked in for the Nets. Walker comes in for Dennis Schroeder. And now the latest from our reporter, David Aldridge.
Hey, during the break, listening to Jacques Vaughn's huddle. Now, he told his guys not to get comfortable. He said, so we've got a little breathing room. So what? That's no reason to slow down out there. He wants them to keep the effort up. Guys?
Thank you, David. Now, here's Sexton. And he drops in the layup off the glass.
An active scorer. Colin Sexton is good at getting to his spots and catching fire.
Down low. And Simmons gets it to go on the assist by Wall. And that's now 30 points for Ben Simmons. Dunn dishes to Markkanen. And that's a foul called on Lauri Markkanen. That is his first foul of the game.
First turnover of the game. Overall, though, he's been rock solid.
The Jazz making a switch here. Collins is checked in. Now here's Wall. Simmons left side. Wall passes to Simmons. And Simmons slams it in.
And though he loves to keep his teammates involved, Simmons also understands that when he's on a roll, he's got to stay aggressive.
Here's Dunn. There's the pass to Collins. For those just joining us, fourth quarter here. We're just over 2.5 minutes into it. Here's Markkanen. Simmons with the defensive effort. Nets leading by 15. Outside, Wall to the inside. Ben Simmons gets the bucket. 34 points for Ben Simmons.
And the closer Simmons gets to the rim, the more dangerous he becomes. I love watching him in attack mode.
Kessler finds Sexton. Shoots over Walker and stolen by Simmons. And Ben Simmons picks up the foul. That is his first foul of the game.
And really just a great play to sacrifice his body and take the charge.
Here's Dunn. 1:39 left in the fourth quarter. And Lonnie Walker picks up the foul.
Second personal foul.
That's foul number 2 for him. Jordan Clarkson, he's checked in for Colin Sexton.
Jordan Clarkson.
1:39 left in the fourth quarter. Dunn kicks to Markkanen. Over Johnson. Another miss by Utah. Brooklyn leading by 17.
And this is going to end in a lopsided victory. I love the tenacity and aggressiveness as well as the ability to close. You really got to give it up here for the Nets.
Tonight, they did a great job of getting everyone involved. They had the good passing, and that led to some open shots.
Solid play, definitely, Kevin.
And they took charge when it counted, and they'll be notching their 9th win overall.
And so they win their first game against this squad. It's a 2-game season series, and they'll be going for the sweep the next time they face off.
The one player that really stands out, of course, in this one, it was a dazzling game for Ben Simmons.
High-level shot making, what we got a chance to witness. He responded to good defense with better offense time and time again.
Here's what Utah's going with right now. Yurtseven's checked in for Walker Kessler. Horton Tucker comes in for John Collins. And Georgia subbed in for Chris Dunn. Now, here's Yurtseven. Can't connect from 14 feet out.
Once he gets the ball there, you expect him to capitalize. That was a missed opportunity.
Hield from outside. Trains it from beyond the arc.
And it's just competing, you know, giving your best when it matters most.
It's called killer instinct. It's one thing to be close at the end. It's another to finish.
And that was the last thing they needed. Now the clock is stopped and they put them on the line.
And Yurtseven drops them both. Brooklyn with the ball. Wall taking his time here. Hield from outside. Again, Hield missing. 16 seconds left in the fourth quarter of this one. Poke loose. Oh, and here we go. Wall's got it. The fast break chance. Utah with the rebound. And so it's Brooklyn easily grabbing this one. To come into an opponent's building and dominate the way they did tonight says, I think, Greg, an awful lot about this team.
I guess they don't need home cooking to feel at home. I mean, Kevin, just a masterful performance all the way around.
And now we'll send it over to David Aldridge, who is standing by courtside. David.
Thanks. With John Wall. John, it sure looks like the chemistry is coming together. What is the bond like with your teammates?
We enjoy playing with each other. We have great chemistry. We all work hard, and we know how much we mean to each other, how much we work every day, and we're just trying to keep getting better each game.
Well, the work is paying off, John. Thanks. Back to you, Kevin.
Thanks so much, David. Well, folks, that's going to do it for now. For Greg Anthony, Steve Smith, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. Have a great evening.